Hello everyone, Clifford from Ernest here. Today I have a very interesting car to showcase to you guys, which is basically the Mitsubishi Colt R. And this is the Ralliart version that I have here with me. And I think this car is one of those cars that we usually call it as the Baby Evos. It is one of those cars that, you know, when we talk about it, we always think that in terms of turbo cars, and as a little rocket pocket hot hatch, the Colt R is one of those cars that comes into mind. So today I'll talk through you guys a little bit more about what makes this car so special, have a little chat with the owner as well, and also bring you guys for a little drive with it and share with you some of our thoughts about it. So without further ado, let's go, and hope you guys enjoyed this video. Today I have Ernest here with me, who's the owner of this Mitsubishi Colt R, and he'll bring us for a drive and share with you a little bit more about how it feels like to be owning one of this Colt R and what it feels like to drive one, and then he'll share a little bit about his thoughts about it as well. So let's go and go for this little drive. So Ernest, what makes you think about getting this Colt instead of all the different options that we have?
I would say the market in Singapore, that when you purchase a car,
Yeah.
there isn't much for you to choose.
Right.
So I did seek a few advice, and yeah, actually Colt is in my list for a pretty long time before I even get my first car. So I was thinking, just because I used to drive an automatic rental Colt, so I kind of like how the car reacts when you actually floors it.
Right.
It's pretty responsive.
Right. It is a very comfortable car. See, you can really hear the turbo spooling. Even on a normal driving sort of condition, I can literally hear the turbo is spooling. So yeah, I think one of these interesting things about this car is that it's because it's like a turbo little hot hatch, right?
Yes.
Right.
People call it the pocket rocket.
Pocket rocket. So you use this as your daily driver, right?
Yes.
And yeah, I think the size-wise is pretty decent as well, isn't it?
Yes. I mean, it's quite spacious. although you look from the outside, it feels very cramped up.
Yeah.
But actually, when you get into the car, it's honestly, in my opinion, it's much better than my FD. It feels more spacious.
It's true. I mean, look at the roof sort of clearance that you have.
Correct. It's probably, I think, easily a good 30-40 cm.
Yeah. And really, it feels not as cramped as you would usually think when it comes to a hatchback.
Yes.
Decent rear space as well, and a decent boot space.
Correct.
And also, are the seats foldable?
Yes. You can actually fold down and then fold it upwards, so you get a maximum boot space from any cars you can find out.
So basically, you can literally have a very long item.
Correct.
You can carry it.
Yes.
So yeah, it's practical and it's pretty, and it's you know, I mean, usually people call this as the Baby Evo.
Yes.
What are your thoughts about that? Is it really?
I think it lives up to its name. But of course, you can't compare to Evo, definitely. But people will still respect you for driving this car.
Right.
But for people who appreciate JDM car, of course.
Right.
So for people who don't know anything about cars, they will be like, this is a small car, you know, it is definitely slow. So it's an eye-opener for people who don't understand the code.
Is it really that slow? I mean, as a car, it's not that slow, right?
It depends on how you look at it.
So I think, you know, I think it's a matter of perspective, I guess.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So I feel that as a car, it's a very decent drive actually, and like what Ernest said, there is also a certain street cred to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not just your average hatchback.
Correct.
So it is a Ralliart version that we are driving here, and I think Ernest is going to just give us a little taste and see how it feels like. So yeah. So this is definitely not your average
hatchback, yes.
You hear that pop and that crackle as well, isn't it? Oh, so if anyone tells you, if you're just driving a Colt R and they just think, no, it's not.
Think again, guys. Think again.
Damn, that was when the boost kicks in. Holy
yeah, you can feel the G-force pushing you against the chair.
Right.
And that's what you want.
How much power is this running?
Currently pushing 240 on the crank. So with all the power and weight ratio, I think on wheel it's probably about 200 to 210. Yeah, it's a pretty light car. It's less than a ton, I believe.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think there's this certain like that sort of a pushback when the boost kicks in.
Yes. Because the torque is about 360 Newton meters. So for a car this light, 360 is enough. It's enough.
Yeah.
So if you are not prepared, you might sprain your neck.
Yeah.
Judging from the video we see.
I mean, really, this car is very understated. Honestly, if you don't know what this car can bring you in terms of its performance, you'll be fooled to think it's just your average Colt. And there is nothing exterior-wise that suggests that it's something special, apart from of course, the intercooler.
Yes.
That is visible. But other than that, you may be fooled to think that it's just another Colt. But right now, this car is a very special one. It's basically the Ralliart version. So it already comes with the turbocharger.
Correct.
Yeah, and as you can see, it is it's no slouch.
It's no joke.
Yeah, it's no slow snail, and I think that's where people will come to understand. Yes, it is some sort of like a Baby Evo.
Yes.
Yeah. Of course, it is not performance-wise. It's nowhere near an Evo.
Correct.
It is different. It's two different leagues. But right now, for its class as a hatchback, that's the difference. I think that then you must kind of compare apple to apple. So it's kind of like maybe a GTI Golf.
Yeah.
Right. Or like those hatchbacks, Sirocco's.
Yes.
Right. So yeah, this car is in that sort of range of class where
Yeah,
you will
basically it's
compare
a
it?
1.4 liter TSI or
Yeah.
basically the Golf and Roco you get out there.
Exactly, it's like the VW engines, right? Those
Yes.
are 1.4
1.4 turbocharged.
So yes, those are the cars that you will compare this car to.
Yes.
So this is like the JDM version of that. And honestly, this it's really awesome to feel it. I can really understand why people, you know, maybe those Evos are a little bit out of the range, right?
Correct.
In terms of prices, then they'll go for this. And how is the efficiency of the fuel like? In terms of the car?
If you were to behave well,
Yeah.
per tank can maybe hit about 400 km.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yes, it's a 45 liter tank, so it's not that bad.
98?
95.
95?
I'm on 95 tuning, yes.
Oh, so the compression ratio is not that high, right?
No.
Ah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is actually quite fuel efficient in a way if you put it that way.
Correct.
For power to weight and for the amount of power you're generating.
Yes.
Wow.
So it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that a lot on the road, like especially drivers who drive like a normal Toyota Altis.
Right.
No, they feel like a hatch in Singapore is just a slow car. That's the misconception.
Yeah.
So I always get poked from the back, but when I drop a gear, then apparently they disappear from my rear view mirror. So yeah.
Yeah. So don't play with this car.
Yeah, I'm a friendly driver on the road.
Yeah. Just don't push it.
Yes.
Just don't push it. So, what are your final thoughts about this car? Like, if anybody wants to consider getting it, what would you say to them?
My advice would be get it now because due to the market, the price is increasing. So don't be like me who made the same mistake last year when I first got my ride.
Right.
You know, back then Type R was like a good maybe 8,000 depreciation. And when I managed to understand more about cars, then I realized I made a big mistake because back then it's 8,000, and right now it's about 13 to 14,000 a year.
Right.
Yeah,
so
so
increasing in price.
correct. And this Baby Evo is actually going up. It's appreciating. So get it while you can. Manual units are not that much left on the market. Actually.
Right. It's quite rare.
Yes.
Yeah. I see. So, well, anyway, thanks, Ernest,
You're welcome.
for bringing us for this ride, and I hope you guys kind of enjoyed this video and have a little bit more insight about what it feels like to drive and own one of these cars. I think it's the conception of it being a Baby Evo. Once I sit that and felt that, I think I can understand why it's called a Baby Evo now. Of course, it is a class by itself, so you don't compare it with the Evos. But if you were to compare it with the same class, it is a very outstanding car.
Yes.
It's a very special car. You don't find this type of turbocharged hatchbacks anymore. It's getting quite rare.
Yes.
Right. For the power to weight ratio, my goodness, I don't think you can. And boosted power to weight ratio.
Yes.
That you can literally increase the power by changing the turbine and doing tuning to it. I think it's something that is very rare, and it is definitely a different, beast by itself from an NA car. So yeah, thanks a lot, Ernest, for sharing your car to the world and also sharing your thoughts about it.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Do subscribe and like the page. It helps me to create more content for you guys. And thanks for the time.
You're welcome.
And I hope to see you guys in the next video. I'll see you soon. Bye.